On 14 January 2023, that's the last bullet, SAPS opens an investigation into an escape. MCC was not informed of this development by SAPS up until the 4th of April 2023. Paragraph 6, we look at the summary of the report provided by JIX in that particular meeting. JIX gave us a chronology of JIX engagement with different stakeholders, DCS, SAPS, and G4S. They said on 3rd of May 2022, G4S reports unnatural death of a person G4S alleged is inmate Thabo Bester to JIX. And the next day, on the 4th of May 2022, a postmortem conducted on the body allegedly of Thabo Bester. JIX investigates unnatural death. That's on the 5th of May 2022. And on 25 May 2022, a sworn statement of investigating officer, Detective Captain Tieho Flayman, recording suspicion about events of cell 35 of Thabo Bester. 19 June, Dr. Nandipa Magudumana approached the Pretoria High Court claiming to bury the body found in Bester's cell, and the SAPS successfully lodged opposition to this application. On 25 March 2023, National Commissioner Tobakale undertakes to provide JIX with DCS internal investigation report. 30 March 2023, DCS internal investigation report sent to JIX. 31 March 2023, after receiving DCS report, JIX finalizes its own investigation report. Once completed, they indicated that JIX report will be forwarded to the Minister, DCS, and the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Correctional Services. This was just as a way of background in terms of that two-day fact-finding meeting that took place in April, Chair and members. And as the Honorable Janji indicated, would then also provide members with the proposed focus areas or agenda items for our follow-up meeting later this month. 7.1, lifestyle audit and G4S of lifestyle audit of G4S officials. You'd remember that in their report, JIX requested G4S to conduct a lifestyle audit on their officials in Mangaung Correctional Center. We think the committee should find out from G4S if this has been conducted. If so, a detailed report to be provided to the committee, and if not, the committee should request to be provided with reasons why that lifestyle audit has not been conducted. 7.2, G4S further investigation stroke disciplinary proceedings. The committee should find out if further investigations were conducted by G4S and any disciplinary proceedings contemplated or conducted against any of their officials. If so, what are the details of those disciplinary proceedings or further investigations? And that should be provided to the committee. 7.3, G4S report. The committee should also find out from G4S if their report has been amended or updated since the last time they appeared before the committee. If so, if that report has been amended or updated, the committee should request a detailed report to be provided 7.4, safety of whistleblowers. The committee would remember that JICS reported that they assisted whistleblowers, which were the inmates, to be transferred to other correctional centers for their own safety. The committee could find out from JICS if those inmates are still safe and if they are cooperating with any further investigation, including that of the SAPS. 7.5, vacant cell 35. In their report, the committee would remember that G4S reported that inmate Bester was placed in vacant cell 35. However, it was mentioned that an inmate was moved from cell 35 to make space for inmate Bester. That on its own, Chair, obviously it means the cell was not vacant as reported. So the committee could find out why G4S reports states that inmate Bester was placed in a vacant cell 35. And remember, Chair and members, some members made a visit to Mangaung, I think after our meeting, to do an inspection there. So those are some of the things that they might have picked up as well. 7.6, failure by DCS to notify the public early about the escape of inmate Thabo Bester. At the time, the committee raised serious concerns about the failure of DCS to notify the public early that a dangerous criminal was on the run after escaping from Mangaung Correctional Center. The committee could find out from DCS what measures will be put in place to address this concern if such occurred again in future. 7.7, penalties issued to the contractor. According to DCS investigation report, it was recommended that the penalties must be issued to the contractor for the breach as listed in the findings of the investigation. The committee should find out from DCS if such penalties were issued. If not, why not? If yes, when was it issued? How much, and whether it has been paid or not by the contractor. 7.8, investigation commissioned by the DCS controller. The committee would remember that in their report, DCS indicated that the National Commissioner called for a meeting with the Regional Commissioner, Free State and Northern Cape, investigators, the controller, and other relevant officials in the office of the Regional Commissioner. And the purpose of that particular meeting was for the National Commissioner to receive a briefing on the investigation report, which was commissioned at the time by the controller. It was reported that this meeting took place on the 23rd of March 2023 in the office of the Regional Commissioner, Free State and Northern Cape. It was reported that at that stage, the investigation was not yet finalized. And therefore, there was no information to be provided also to the committee. So we're saying that the committee should inquire from DCS if that particular investigation has now been completed. If yes, to share with the committee the findings of that particular investigation, which was commissioned by the controller. And lastly, Chair, 7.9, DCS controller at Mangaung. The committee should find out if any disciplinary proceedings were instituted against any of their controller at Mangaung Correctional Center. If so, what is the status of that particular disciplinary proceedings? I think that will be the end of our presentation, Chair and honorable members. I'll take it back to Honorable Janji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mpho Matabate, our content advisor. So, Chair, as I give back to you, just two things for us to raise at this point. Would very much appreciate and will take copious notes that members in the main spend more of your time. If, of course, there might be corrections you want to do in the background, but would want to hear more of the suggested areas of content that we're putting forward, so that if you have to enrich that, amend or add, we will be looking for those things. That's a first important thing. Secondly, Chair, process-wise, if there are enrichments and further amendments, would want you to, because what this demonstrates is that we're preparing ourselves for this two-day meeting, and we want to have that meeting as a meeting of answers. And so if today we agree, you declare the 2 days by when these stakeholders are informed, and the questions, they have them in advance, then they must come into that meeting and you switch on your requirements of when the submissions must be made to us, so that we have a quality meeting that deals with the specific issues and their content in relation to what has been raised here, so that we don't go convene a meeting of a to and fro when matters have been placed in front of everybody. We would then see from the submissions if this stakeholder is wasting our time, or there's progress, or there's something to engage on. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Janchi, and thank you to Mr. Matabate for the work done. Members, that is the presentation. I have Honorable Breitenbach so far.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair, and good morning to you and to everybody. Thank you to Mr. Janchi and Mr. Matabate for the presentation. In broad strokes, I fully agree with everything that has been suggested, and it's very thorough, so thank you for that. I would like to stress that we can, in broad strokes, indicate what areas we wish to traverse, and they must prepare on those. But I would like to request that we have the same type of interaction we had the last time, where members get an opportunity to interact with the people who are before the committee in a more intense kind of atmosphere. So similar to the question and answer session we had the last time. And in that sense, we can't be limiting our questions, because things will arise from questions that you need to follow up in your allotted time space. So we can't limit that subject matter as we did the last time. I thought that was very, very effective, and I think that we should follow that very good example that I think this committee set then. And then, Chair, I think there are people, that specific individuals, that we should also call before the committee. For instance, one that springs to mind is the regional, for want of a better word, manager for the African region, who wasn't there the last time, from G4S, who was clearly the elephant in the room, because everyone, when they couldn't answer a question, they said, well, he would be able to. So I don't recall his name offhand, and I will go and look for it, and I'll supply it to the committee, but I certainly think that he should be there. And then there are one or two other people who I think we should invite, Chair, but I would prefer to discuss that with you and the Honourable Janchi offline, and not necessarily on a public platform. And we can see how we want to deal with that matter. But otherwise, I'm in full agreement, and I think that we should build on the good work that we did the last time, and thoroughly interrogate what happened here. And of course, I think also that JIC should be at this meeting, clearly. There are one or two uncomfortable issues there that need to be traversed. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Advocate Breitenbach. Any other comments?
My hand is up, Chair.
My apologies, I can't see you from here. Honorable Mr. Bajela, followed by Honorable Mkhwebane.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chair. Honorable Chair, my apology. Thank you very much and good morning to the colleagues. Chair, I think let me take this opportunity to welcome the report and note all the issues raised in the report. I agree with what is on the report and the issue of the matters of a follow-up meeting on that 2 weeks as we agreed. Chair, the only thing that maybe one would want, and I appreciate the work of the subject content, the advisor, content advisor, Comrade Mpo, and the team also, Chair. I can't leave that one. They've been working with us very good and assisting us so much also. So, but the only issue that maybe I would like to raise, Chair, is about the contract itself. I know that last time we really raised the issue that what are the impediment in relation to the cancellation of the contract. But I'm not sure if maybe can we also get just a presentation and take us, into details as to what kind of a contract is this, if it's possible. What kind of a contract is this, and then what are the possibilities of really because the term, if I'm not mistaken, the term was about to finish. And what is it that maybe that would have made us not to cancel it now as I'm talking to you now? Check into maybe the details of the contract and talk about it, and then see, so that next time we learn from this, Chair, when we deal with the contractors in our institutions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. So you are advising that when DCS comes, they should also prepare on the issue of the contract.
Yes, Chair. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Sure, thanks. Honorable Mkhwebane.
Thanks, Chairperson. Good morning to everyone. It's as if we discussed with Honorable Jele, because that's also one of my key issue. Firstly, I would appreciate to receive this presentation if it was shared. And secondly, the issue of the maybe the secretariat, if they can share the previous deliberations. Yes, it was summarized here, but to just check that. Indeed, the issue of the contract, Chair, if we can get a clear presentation, the provisions of the contract, what are the escape clauses, what the penalties I see, the report deals with them, but then who's monitoring the contract within DCS, contract management, what are they doing? And indeed, as Honorable Jele is saying, that for future, if we can make sure that all other contracts like this should be monitored. But also, Chairperson, I don't see, or unless it was presented, I never just followed up on that. The commissioner of correctional services, national commissioner, and the provincial commissioner, what steps or what are their responsibilities? Because surely they also have to answer how are they receiving monthly reports, quarterly reports on the operations of the prisons, but further, as far as this matter is concerned, their roles and responsibilities. So I think that will also help. But I think what's key is the contract and the termination of the contract. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Janji. Your responses.
Yes, Chair. Thank you very much to the honorable members for their improvement on what we need to be sending out in preparation for that meeting. We've taken notes of all of those, about 6 or 7 key issues that, and I note that Honorable Breitenbach will interact with yourself and myself about the additional issue of names that's taken into account. I think with that, Chair, and there seems to be a very specific, which I support, that there must be a focus raised by both Honorable Jelle and Mkhwebane about this issue of contract management. We know, Chair, that in both departments, and as part of our legacy report, this relates to an Achilles heel in the department. Because it's one thing to be sourcing out. It's another to how do you oversight what you're sourcing out. And the issue of contract becomes very important in that regard. It might even be important that that contract is not just confined, because remember there are 2 private correctional centers. There's another one in Limpopo and so on. But with what has been added, in agreement with that, and there's again a specific request to say, as part of the report, there must be specified roles of both the national and provincial commissioners in terms of their responsibilities in relation to what we're dealing with. Honorable Breitenbach, I think I don't have a problem with the interactive nature. That's why we have 2 days. All what we're saying here is that they must come here having emptied their cupboards. It must be a tell-all kind of a meeting. That's our last meeting to deal with this issue. And so we should, under your leadership, Chair, continue with that interaction that we had, where we're able to exhaust the questions and what we're putting on the table. And we had a particular good format that you were able to control. So I don't have a problem with that. This person of the African region rep will have to make sure that we get that person to come. Jigs will be coming as highlighted there. So otherwise, we're happy, Chair. I think what will happen, therefore, Advocate Mkhwebane, is that once we add all of these issues that you are suggesting, and then we send the amended report to the Chair and to all members as it is forwarded to those stakeholders. So because it will not be of use to just give you what we have presented now. We must just amend it with what you have suggested, and then it becomes a fully fledged thing. And I'm sure the Secretariat would assist our files, those who would not have those files, like Advocate Mkhwebane, so that you're able to follow everything with the relevant information that you have requested. I don't see any problem on that. Otherwise, thank you, Chair.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Janji and Mr. Mathabate, for the good work. I think from now on, what we will do, it will be to work on the date. We know that next week we are doing interviews. Immediately after next week, we should be working. In fact, we should, before next week, in fact, I think the main issue after the interviews, it will be this one. So we'll be working on issuing dates and letters to the relevant identified stakeholders, and doing the background secretarial work. Of course, Honorable Janji and Mr. Mathabate would generally be part of that team that would be ensuring that this meeting indeed does take place and it is properly prepared for. Thank you very much, members. I don't see any other hand on this matter. Can we move to the next item? Are there any announcements, Committee Secretary?
Chair, we don't have.
We don't have enough. But now, having taken into consideration the fact that you have people like Honorable Horn who might be driving on the same morning, and we have the whole of Friday, we were suggesting that the meeting starts at 11:30 to ensure that everybody arrives at the hotel, and we are able to move as a team to make the Magistrate Commission on Friday. Advocate Mkhwebane?
Oh, Chairperson, it was the last issue. I don't know whether you are done. I was just going to raise another issue.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's finish with this one.
Chair?
Yes. Mr.
Yeah,
Mane?
if I got it correctly, I think Mr. Horn will be able to fly to Oatam tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Chair, sorry, may I interrupt? I apologize. Horn will be there by tomorrow night, so the meeting can start earlier. It's fine.
Okay. Yes. But can we start at 11:30? Yes.
Chair, well, I mean, it's fine. I would prefer to start earlier because some of us are coming back to Cape Town tomorrow on Friday night.
Okay.
So we need to get, to the airport, and late afternoon, even on the train, gets busy. So if we could maybe start at, say, 10:30, then at least we could have more time.
Okay. Honorable Jenner?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Comrade Chair. Chairperson, I think let me come in on this issue also, maybe comment. That I think because now the information we have has changed in terms of Honorable Horn, and I understand why you wanted to accommodate him. Can we say, at least if like Honorable Brittenbach is suggesting 10:30, let's see between that 10 and 11, 10:30 and 11. I think I will be covered there, because I'm thinking also of where in the morning I'll be having another meeting. It might maybe, I don't want it to impact on this meeting as an individual, but I thought that maybe I was happy when we were moving it to 11:30. So now the situation has changed altogether. Can I request that at least that 10:30, if maybe we agree 10:30 or 11?
Okay. No, I think let's finalize it even outside of the meeting. The difference between 10:30 and 11 wouldn't be much. Can we agree as a compromise that we do it 11?
Fine, Chair.
Thank you very much.
That's fine, Chair.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mkhwebane?
Oh, Chair, 11 o'clock tomorrow, Pretoria.
Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay, no, it's perfect. No, Chair, I wanted I think I discussed with you some other time about the complaints from the public about the service delivery challenges from the Department of Justice, Correctional Services, the Chapter 9 institutions reporting to us. I haven't got any idea how you handle them. Emails are sent to all of us, or someone receive emails. How do we process them? But maybe you can just deal with that. We can deal with that offline, so that what one can know, if I receive such things, how to channel them through, and how are we responsive as a committee on those issues. Thanks.
Thank you very much, generally, they are, firstly, you would be, people will complain to you because you are a member of parliament and you have a constituency and raise all sorts of issues. What we often do is that those that pertain to entities that report to us, we ensure that the Secretariat receives them, they are distributed, and on many occasions we have placed them before the committee. I think the last one we dealt with when you were present, Honorable Mkhwebane, it was the toxic environment at the South African Human Rights Commission. It was discussed in the committee, and we always try and find a resolution to some of those issues. But of course, we even said that it would be important that maybe to the extent that there might be need to be improvement in how that oversight part is dealt with. Maybe there could be suggestions for the 7th Parliament. But we have tried to address the ones that came to our attention, especially the ones that were sent to the Secretariat or were sent to the chair, or members forwarded them to the chair or to the Secretariat. We have tried to integrate them as part of our agenda as the committee and see how do we action them.
Thanks, Chair. I'll do that.
Thank you very much, members. The meeting is adjourned. So when there are no developments in as far as logistics for Friday are concerned, has the House Chair responded? The Chief Whip has approved all of those things?
Chair, we're just waiting for the agent to tell us which hotel still has rooms, but otherwise we have all the necessary approvals.
Yeah, no, we need to get a response today. We can't be getting responses as to which hotels or which rooms on the day. Clearly, even from their side, whether it's procurement or them as service provider, that is poor service. Honorable Bettenbach.
Thanks, Chair. I hate to belabor this point, but I need to know what hotel we're going to be staying at. Again, I remain traumatized after Richards Bay, and I need to know where we're going.
No, it's important. For instance, the last time we got a briefing, Honorable Janji has an experience with that hotel that it has deteriorated. So we need to know these things beforehand, because if you need to carry certain things with you in order to make your stay much more comfortable, people would need to know before time. So we can't really be given this kind of a treatment. It's really unacceptable. These hotels or these traveling agencies get paid by Parliament. So they can't be the ones now who would want to hold us hostage. We need to get information today, which hotel, which rooms, we need to get it today. Bonane, we need to get that information today.
Sure, you will get the information before the end of the day.
Thank you very much. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Recording stopped.